So what? So here's you're gonna love how I'm gonna give these tickets away.
All right, everybody. Gun 701. We're about ready to go live here on KFYR. We was able to rig it up here, so I'll thank the guys here at the studio, Todd, Daryl, and I believe we're doing cafe. That's the show tonight or this afternoon is the cafe, right?
KFYR Cafe. Yes,
KFYR Cafe, and I'm sure that we're going to bring up Hurricane Katrina from her interview this morning.
Oh yeah. How can you?
But stay tuned here, guys. We kill. What is it? How many minutes we got, Mr. Producer?
Oh, we still got a few minutes. Yeah, probably about at least I say at least 5.
Got about 5 minutes,
6,
everybody,
5,
and then we'll
5,
be
5, 6 minutes.
we'll be heading live here from K-Fire with a special episode of Guns in the 701. So just stay tuned. Or say something on
Is that Jimmy Walker?
it. Test 1, 2. Oh yeah, that's on there. Cool.
Is that Jimmy Walker?
From Georgia. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. I'm Daryl Lease. The Friday version, Freedom Friday, but we don't have Cody Shue with us today, and we won't have Dr. Steve Nagel with us today either in the 4 o'clock hour. But hang on, we've got it covered here. I'm telling you, we've got replacements, and I don't know if you want to watch their live stream. I don't know if we got the Goon Squad in here or what it is, but we've got Guns and the 701. Clay and JD are with us. How you guys doing today?
Oh, we're having fun today.
Absolutely.
Doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, we're having fun right now.
It's the new and improved Freedom Friday.
New and improved.
Yeah, sorry, Cody.
Cody and Dr. Steve, if you're listening, we have Dr. Maria Dwyer, a dentist, coming in. Dr. Steve set her up to come in the 4 o'clock hour. She's doing some more holistic, natural type things with treating teeth and a whole bunch of things with the jaw and that. So I think that'll be an interesting. I have no idea what it is. So that description I gave you is very, very much so my knowledge level on what she does.
Well,
Zero.
Daryl, I work in a dental lab and we actually do some work for her. So she does top notch work, her and her dad. So
Okay. Very good.
Yep.
Very good. So we have Clay and JD with us, Guns in the 701. But before we get into that, I do have to give a pair of tickets away.
Oh,
Got to give a pair of tickets away. So those of you that are listening, listen for this. You got to give me something very specific. You may have had to listen to a show earlier today to get this answer. We're going to give 2 tickets away to the Bucking Battle in Bismarck, put on by Chad Berger Bucking Bulls at the Bismarck Event Center tonight, 7:30 p.m. These tickets are for the first person that can call in and tell me how far people in Botno have to drive to get milk. Yeah, you guys can't answer in here. First caller to call in and tell me how far people have to drive in Botno to get milk. And like I said, you might have had to listen to your talk this morning to get this question right. So, pair of tickets for you to the Bucking Battle at the Bismarck Event Center night, put on by Chad Berger, Bucking Bulls, Cooper Tires, Dakota Community Bank. Bucking Battle. We got our first caller here. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Who is this? Lon? DeLon, do you know how far they have to drive in Botno to get milk? Oh, no, it's not 80. Not
So
80.
close.
You're close.
Close.
You're close. You overshot it a little bit, DeLon. So thanks for the call. We're going to see if anyone else can call in to win a pair of tickets to Chad Berger Bucking Bulls at the Bismarck Event Center. Do we have another one with us, James? Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Do you know how far you have to drive if you're in Botno to get milk? Oh, no, you're on the bottom side of that one. Thanks for the call. We're going to go to another one. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Can you answer the question for the 2 tickets? How far do you have to drive in Botno to get milk?
Yep.
60 miles. Yeah, or you can't get milk. 60 miles is the right answer. And congratulations. Okay, this caller says, give them to the next caller. Next caller in line. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Who do we have with us?
No, we don't have another caller.
Oh, we don't.
No, they both hung up.
Oh, they hung up.
Call
because-
back.
well,
Dreaded
so,
sound.
yeah, call back.
Next
If
caller.
there's our caller. Let's take that one right there. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Who is this? Trent, are you able to go to the Bucking Battle tonight? Okay, so you're a lucky winner by default. The other one got it right and giving them to you. But do you know how far you have to drive in Botno County to get, or Botno to get milk? Yeah, 60 miles. There you go. Yeah. So what we're gonna do, Trent, what's your last name?
Hey, good
Right
tree
there.
company, great tree company.
There we go.
And we're
Trent
gonna
took a tree down to my yard, actually.
we're gonna
Gun
put
guy?
your name on these. Can you make it before 5 o'clock to pick them up, or I'll tape them to the front door if it's gonna be after 5? Okay, we'll leave them on the front desk for you. Thanks, Trent.
Thanks, Trent.
All right, there we go.
Well, you got it done.
We got it done. We got the 2 tickets. Chad will be happy. 2 more people going to go to the bucking bat. They're probably going anyways. Now we just gave away
Yeah.
tickets to someone that's going to go. So I took a little money out of Chad's pocket tonight.
Oh,
But he gave them to us for this reason,
Good.
to promote it. So now maybe they'll take some friends or neighbors
There you
with them
go.
or extra family
more
members.
money, more money.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. More people there, the merrier, because they got quite a show over there.
Chad's got some great bulls.
I tell you what, well, they have some pretty good horses too themselves, and then they're bringing in a bunch of really good horses, and you know, we had him in yesterday, him and Forrest Smith, and then Chris from Cooper Tires, big sponsor of Chad Berger's Bucking Bulls and his events, and of course Dakota Community Bank, Dale Paulke is a big
Dale,
supporter.
He's big Second Amendment man too.
Yes, he is. He's a big agriculture supporter by the placement. Just look at the placement of a lot of his banks, small towns, very small communities. He's a big rodeo supporter, big Second Amendment supporter. Just kind of like Chad said yesterday, just good supporter in the community in general.
Yep.
So
He did the auctioneering all the time at a lot of our events here in Bismarck and Mandan. So yeah, Dale's great.
yeah, so we will get these tickets out there for that. So those of you that may not know, the reason I asked the question I did.
I also just want to say Dale's big, period. I mean, have you seen him stand up? He's about 6'4",
Yeah.
6'4".
Yep.
6'5".
Yeah,
he's a
big
large
guy.
gentleman. He's a large American.
Guy.
Yeah.
Ultra.
So I mean, yeah, ultra.
Ultra
Is that
mega.
like the 300 Ultra Mag or something?
Yeah,
over there?
Ultra mega.
Yeah, Ultra Mega. Ultra Mega.
That's a new
300 Ultra
caliber.
Mega.
There you go.
That's a new gun you can invent. 300
Oh,
Ultra.
We have a new chamber.
Oh, here we go.
That is gunsinthE701.com.
Well, he's taking up gunsmithing now.
Great. I didn't have enough going on, did I?
No.
No, not at all.
So, you know, I have to do something. I have to start like we always do with our program. That's just the Second Amendment, which reads, well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And
Perfect.
I messed that up on Wednesday. I can't believe it.
I'll give you a break. You usually nail it pretty good.
Yeah, I usually don't screw that up.
Yeah, you were reading it this time.
So speaking of that, we had your guest on this morning. She was kind of confused.
Well,
confused, that's the word.
So I had you, and so anyone doesn't, so people don't think I'm just picking on the guest this morning. I actually had Clay and Jamie lined up before the guest came on this morning, but I knew as soon as she said what she said regarding guns that we're going to discuss that this afternoon. You know, she made a statement about she believes that the law
It's a
that
protection of
protects-
lawful commerce act.
Yeah.
Right there.
Okay. So you guys, but she would believe in repealing that. So first of all, I want you guys to explain what that is.
Well, that's basically when they passed that, it was following suit of all the tobacco, you know, sue big tobacco, sue anybody, right, for their products. And basically, the pro-gun Second Amendment congressmen in the Senate and the House got together, and this is in a nutshell, guys, and said you cannot sue gun manufacturers for somebody using their product improperly. And here, it didn't just protect firearms. That had a lasting effect because now it's every product. It'd be like me taking my Ford or a Dodge and go out there and drive through a crowd of people and kill them. Well, I can't go sue Ford or Dodge. That's on me. I did a
Well,
bad
if it
thing.
was Dodge, it may have swerved off because of a mechanical error. On it.
Maybe, right?
But people get things confused. There is for faulty equipment
For fault,
responsibility.
just
yet.
getting to that
When
now.
safety fails.
If you actually
Right.
have a bad gun that was basically it was malfunctioning because of the manufacturing, you can file a lawsuit like any other lawsuit against any product. Remington went through that here a while ago with their Remington 700s. So it does happen. It has happened since that's been passed. And so she's completely wrong. And Hurricane Katrina should actually go read the law as far as I'm concerned. I hate it when these people don't get their facts straight. And this is a fact. You still can sue manufacturers of firearms for actual faulty product. You cannot sue them for the people that buy that product and use it incorrectly or criminally, like any other product.
But she fully understands that, because if you listen to her follow up on that, and Jamie, you called in.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean-
I was the guy who called in the first. I was the first.
And she said, you know, so that they change their models and their manufacturing so that they can't be used to kill so many people in these massacres and these. I mean, holy cow! Did she forget she's running for office in North Dakota?
Yeah, well, and the reason that I said that, I said differentiate your Second Amendment infringement beliefs from President Biden's, which she did, and I'll promise you, Daryl, by listening to her, she's 100% in line with Biden.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just by saying that, she wants to ban semi-automatics, just like Biden does. That's rifles, handguns,
Yep.
shotguns, any of that detachable magazine. She wants red flag laws that just come and take your guns without court process.
Yep, because the neighbors.
Yeah,
might
and
actually
make it
think
so
your
you
dog
have to
pooped
do
on its lawn.
Background check for everything. You know,
Everything.
all the policies that Biden and it's right in the Democrats playbook there in their what do you want to call it, their national platform.
That is their national
Yeah.
platform is anti-gun.
But you notice that's all she said. She couldn't differentiate anything because she's right in line with it. You know, and I wish you to give her a little bit more rope on that to really talk about it, but she kind of buried herself just a bit.
She ended up burying herself anyway. So yeah, we'll be back with more of guns in the 701. Clay and JD will be back with us again after the break. Welcome back to the KFYR Cafe. I'm Daryl Lease. On Freedom Friday, absence of Cody Shue. So I took off last week and I put Cody in charge of, Freedom Friday. So I think he's paying me back going, well, I'll just take off this week and show him.
Well, he's doing you a favor, man.
Yeah. Hey, well, Cody, there you go.
Throwing Cody under the bus.
If you're listening to this wherever you are, or when you listen to the replay, you've just been called out, my friend.
Yep, there we go.
And Dr. Steve Nagel will not be joining us in the 4 o'clock hour. However, Dr. Maria Dwyer, dentist, will be coming in here. He lined her up doing more natural, holistic type dentistry. So I have no idea what it is.
No.
And so I am going to learn with our audience today and our listeners out there. We do have a call. 701-258-0550 is the number to call in on. Who do we have with us? And welcome to the cafe. Hey, Clint. So Clint, the clarification on that is because people are there's a trick in them last 3 letters that you're using. It is actually North Dakota Strong Inc. Okay, and it's Richard Casper is the guy's name. Then they've spent over $500,000 since the 10th of October. You can look up the expenditures. Yep. Yeah, so it's yeah, it's North Dakota Strong Inc. is what it is. And if you pull that up, you can find their expenditures, and they have days of like 74,900 for a couple days in a row. And then all of a sudden the last reported expenditure, I think yesterday, was 200 and some $1,000. Yeah, it's well, there you go. Thanks for your call, Clint. And I think you probably have a couple guys sitting in here alongside of me that agree with you.
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm a
Well, you better start pumping it towards Hurricane Katrina, man. She's making a run on him.
She gained a lot of voters this morning.
She wants your gun, so I mean, yeah.
Obviously, she's anti-Second Amendment, and Hurricane Katrina, call in. I'll take you on that any day.
Yeah, well, she didn't want to stick around for another
Well,
segment. So good luck with that.
Not just that. I mean, that's a big part of it, of course, but I mean, she's trying to play the typical Democrat here, middle of the road. I'm an independent. Well, she said she tried to talk her way around that too.
Yeah,
so.
I'm an independent Democrat.
Yeah, but you know, we got a bunch of people in District 35 who are leftists trying to run as independents too. I mean, it's their whole playbook. They've been trying it their whole career.
Well, Tracy Potter's one of them.
Yeah, well, I was dancing around a little bit, but yeah.
Well, gee, there's a first.
Yeah.
Jamie was dancing around an issue. I've never witnessed that.
I usually
before.
hammer on him pretty good, but I was going to give him a break here. But since Clay drugged me in, all right.
Since Clay started, we do have another caller, 701-258-0550. Welcome to the cafe. Who do we have with us? I am. I can hear you. Yep.
Good.
Well.
So Charles, I'm gonna ask you a question since Clay and I are guns on the 701. What does the Secretary of State, I mean, I like all my politicians being pro-gun, but does the Secretary of State have anything to do with gun rights in the said state?
You got about 15 seconds here, Charles.
Right on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We need all of our rights, not just some of them. Thanks for calling in, Charles. You're listening to the KFYR Cafe. We're visiting with Guns in the 701, Clay and JD. And you're going to want to stick around. We're going to do more of this. You made that public?
Might have to jump in there.
Well, welcome back to the KFYR Cafe.
Yeah,
We
that was,
are talking to Guns in the 701,
Yes, we are.
and it is Freedom Friday.
we were
here.
dedicating that song to Hurricane Katrina, actually.
Absolutely.
The Guns and the
Hurricane
701
Katrina,
guys.
The Guns and the 701.
Guns, real gun guys,
Real
real
guns,
Second
yeah.
Amendment.
The intent of the Second Amendment,
The intent, the true intent of the 27 words, absolutely.
right? that we read here at the start, because that's the way they start their shows,
Yep.
and no different here. So we have Clay and JD, Guns in the 701, joining us on Freedom Friday, and I tell you, it is just really interesting, gentlemen, that I don't care what political party or affiliation or what your true thoughts are. When you're running for an office in North Dakota,
Especially
wouldn't you try and mask it just a little bit?
she didn't even try to hide it, what she really meant. She really means that she wants to repeal a nice protection that was put into place to protect the Second Amendment manufacturers. She definitely would vote for an assault weapons ban. I have no doubt if that came up.
Don't forget what else she said. She tried to also say that the Second Amendment has been codified by the Supreme Court, which it has, and then in the next breath said she's more than happy to infringe on it, just like Joe Biden is. Joe Biden said the other day, we need to keep these Senate seats, and I'll promise you, we're going to get a ban on semi-automatics, which would certainly lead to more than that. But I mean, so it really, they don't care if it's been codified or not. The Democrats, they're never going to stop. That's pretty much what me and you started our live stream.
If I remember right, you asked her directly what the Second Amendment meant, right?
Basically, her interpretation.
Yeah. I told her to differentiate.
Differentiate. There you go.
And
Biden's.
She gives that kind of answer. Well, let me correct Hurricane Katrina is the fact that we have two important cases. One was DC versus Heller, but out of them two cases, they actually affirmed that it is absolutely an individual right. That is the belief, and it is the correct one because it is an individual right. And to me, limitations, there are none, but I'm on a way far different spectrum. I go by the 27 words of what it's meant to be.
Well, and that's kind of my interpretation too. I don't even like the hoops we got to jump through.
Me neither. Right. Like when she mentioned, oh, me and my husband, we have guns, and he goes hunting. Hunting has nothing to do
with those words.
With the 27
I'll say
words.
this to Hurricane. If you can find the word hunting or sportsman in the United States Second Amendment, I'll give you every assault weapon I have, which to you is everyone, I'm certain of it.
Well, I'll even give her my assault bumper on my pickup. It's black.
Assault bumper. Yeah, there we go.
I forgot about the hunting.
My assault butter knife.
That's the one that really gets the hunting. Right away it's the hunt. We're hunters.
We're hunters.
That's called Clay is a FUD.
A FUD, yes.
She's a FUD, and if nobody knows what a FUD is, a FUD, somebody who's more than happy if they can keep their double barrel or their single barrel shotgun and their bolt action blind magazine deer hunting rifle. The rest of them, you don't need them. Give them up. They couldn't care less than. And in fact, exactly. They're Elmer FUD.
Yeah. Well, and so we're visiting here with Guns in the 701, Clay and JD. And I think the thing that when you talk, it's Freedom Friday here, by the way. If you're a new listener to the cafe, we talk Freedom Friday type things, whether it's health things, whether it's First Amendment speech, whether it's guns, everything related to freedom and liberty on Freedom Friday in the cafe. And it just amazes me that there's people that are avid hunters. They have guns in their homes, but they're willing to give up any of them.
And any
definition of a FUD right there, Daryl.
And I sit back and I go, but then, and what I think is worse yet is the people that say, oh, I support it. I'm a hunter. I think anyone should be able to use a gun for hunting. That's worse.
Yeah.
You're right. They're worse because they don't understand exactly what this is about at all.
No.
And they vote accordingly. A lot of times they're the ones that'll vote for that person that, well, I don't want to take your shotgun. I don't want to take your deer rifle, but we need to have registration of everything else. They'll support that. Well, no, it's not in the Second Amendment. It's been now twice upheld, and there's more court cases coming.
Or,
I'm
or
sure.
when you hear politicians say, of course I support the Second Amendment, everyone should
But-
be able to hunt and
Yeah.
provide for their family. No, it has nothing to do with hunting. And that's
Fingernails on
what's
the top.
tainted the whole discussion about the
Absolutely.
Second Amendment.
Well, like everything else, they changed that narrative, got the basically drive-by media started picking up on it. Then it became the actual thing. Terminology is everything. It's like we don't have
Absolutely.
illegal immigrants. We don't have migrants. They're illegal aliens crossing our border, invading us. That's the terminology, but they've changed that. Or when I was growing up,
You need to be kinder and gentler.
me? I thought it was.
701-258-0550
He is holding back. What do you mean?
if you want to join in, 701-258-0550 if you want to join the conversation with Guns in the 701. And yeah, continue on there, Clay. I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
that's okay. Basically, like I said, I was getting on it. The terminology is everything. You know, we grew up with global warming. Before that, it was global cooling.
When I
Now
was
it's
assembly.
climate change
Climate
because none
change,
of that was resonating.
They
So
couldn't make them other
Yeah,
fallacies
put it all
stick.
into one, new
And,
rename it.
And every 10 years, 10 to 12 years, we're going to have a collapse of our ecosystem and our world. And now
Yeah.
I'm
Now it's
49. I remember the first one in the late 70s. I was old enough to start remembering, I was born in 73. So you
Yeah.
get 6, 7 years old, you start remembering pretty well
Yep.
what well, so I've been through 4 times now where the world's going to end in 10 to 12 years.
Yeah, well,
AOC
I was
still
gonna
has about 6 years left
AOC
on
gave
her.
us about 4 or 5 more, right?
well,
yeah.
I was born in 74, so we're pretty much the same age. I
Am
can
I the
remember.
oldest guy in here?
Yeah, probably.
I'm 51. How old are you, Ultra Mega Producer guy?
50. Oh, he's got us.
Got me by one.
James is the man. He's the elder in the room. We got to listen to James.
I mean, I can remember when I was told we were going to be out of oil by about 1990.
Right?
Well, that
Boy,
wasn't true
there's
either.
the tectonic plates are going to start
Oh,
grinding together. It's just like your motor locking up clay. It's just
Yeah.
sucking all the oil out of
Suck it
them.
all. On Earth Day, I just go out and I start my diesel and just let it run because I can.
So we're talking. I want to talk a little bit more about Trump. He gets a bad rap sometimes because of the bump stock thing. But guess what? The New York State Pistol and Rifle Association versus Bruin, the latest case,
Yeah.
that is overturning dozens
Big
of
time.
laws. I mean, the leftists are going berserk over this. So actually, if you think Trump was on it, Trump was actually the most pro-gun in my lifetime because of the judges he put in.
I was going to say he was most effective in putting pro Second Amendment judges, which have reaped benefits here. I
Oh,
mean, all these
absolutely.
court cases in district courts and
Yeah.
appellate courts, federal. I mean, that has been huge in our Second Amendment fight.
So we're going to go to the phone lines here. 701-258-0550 if you want to join in the conversation with Guns in the 701. Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. Who do we have with us?
Well,
Yep.
Larry, I've never needed a fire extinguisher either, but I got all kinds of those.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, they're so open-minded that their brains fell out, actually. Common sense leaked out.
Go.
Yep.
Well, by
Absolutely.
definition, a criminal commits crime. So therefore, it don't matter what gun control, law they put into effect, they're not going to follow it. Gun control laws are only for law-abiding people to begin with.
Well, nowadays they're actually helping the criminals. They're actually it's reversed. Everything's backwards.
Yeah.
The law-abiding person is the bad guy, and the criminal is the good guy to these
Yes.
people. It's unbelievable.
Yep. Larry, did you have anything else?
Thanks,
All right,
Larry.
Thank
thanks,
you, you
Larry.
too.
I appreciate it, and thanks for calling into the KFYR Cafe. And yeah, it's interesting. I mean, there's a prime example about
Needs
he
versus
gets it.
right.
Larry gets
Yep.
it. You know, when someone says, "Well, I don't know why, they need guns," and that's a good answer. It's like, well, I can tell you never have because they're
Yep.
still here, and if you wouldn't have had it and needed it, you wouldn't still be here.
Well, I can tell you this, Daryl, before 2010, I never in my life hunted with an AR-15, but everybody was saying you don't need one of them to hunt with. So you know what I did? I went and bought the 308 caliber AR and I shot a couple deer with it. It worked great. You know what? Oh, there's no meat left. It was a 308. It was one shot, just like every other deer you shoot with a bolt. But you know what? I prefer that kind of gun. So what is it? The deer didn't care what I shot them with.
It's cosmetics. It's
Yeah.
aesthetics.
Yeah.
It's
It
not.
is. They
it doesn't
function like
change
any other
function.
semi-automatic rifle.
Right.
It actually, basically, it's a better platform than the bolt action. I mean, in all honesty, if I'm taking a shot prone or any kind of shot, standing up, I have better stability holding that, especially
Mhm.
with my single point sling, the way I can
Right.
bring it up. I have more control than I do
But that
probably with
pistol
my
grip,
bolt. All that horrible pistol grip. Yeah.
that's why you can shoot it better.
And it's
So-
got a threaded
So
barrel.
I heard we had a general talk, and I can't remember I wish I could remember the name, but he was speaking at an event I was at, and he says, "I believe in gun control," and the crowd went. He goes,
Hitting.
one hand on the forearm, one hand on the, and,
That's awesome.
and he goes, in a clear sight of
Yeah.
what you're
Perfect.
trying to hit.
I like that.
Absolutely.
That definitely wasn't General Milley then.
No, no. But I mean, everyone in the room kind of went,
Yeah, we had me right away. I was like, "Ooh,
and I'm like, okay,
Yep.
okay, no, I'm good.
that's
I'm good.
awesome.
That kind of gun control I'm all for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now look, I'll run
absolutely.
someday and they're going to use that as a clip like they do to Becker and say I'm an anti-gunner.
Yeah. Careful, the super packs and the.
Taking cherry
So,
pick one thing.
One more thing about President Trump here, when some people claim he's on.
By the way, he just got subpoenaed by the January
Yeah.
6th committee today.
Another
The
joke.
unselect committee.
So
The
what?
unselect
Could you
committee.
remind me, Clay, what guns Trump said he wanted a gun ban bill or a magazine ban bill put on his desk? Do you remember what kind those were?
Oh, none.
Yeah, that's impossible. He's the most anti-gun president in our lifetime.
Exactly. And guys, here's the thing on the bump stock thing. And you and I had this discussion. What was going on.
Yeah. Clay and I disagreed on it. I
We
didn't
did.
really care. And Clay, what you did down the road had a point. They did
Yep.
try to use it for other things.
So
but they were-
let's pick that up
Yep.
in the final segment
Okay.
after the break here, guys, so that we don't lose it in translation in the break here. You're listening to the KFYR Cafe. It's a Freedom Friday. I'm Daryl Lease, and we are visiting and
For you, Katrina.
Welcome to the KFYR Cafe. I'm Daryl Lease. Freedom Friday here. No Cody Shoe. He shoot away on us somewhere.
guess
I don't
so.
know. I mean,
Well, he's got to be
lose
enjoying the
he
show.
might lose his job. He's
I
gonna go.
about
He's
that.
gonna go. Wait a minute. Doesn't a job pay?
was just gonna say, does it get
So-
paid?
Well, hey, we got paid. I got this nice.
Hey, look at that. Yeah, you got,
KFYR
that.
hunting
Yeah, you
cap.
got some nice bling there.
I'm
Some
gonna use
KFYR
this tomorrow in
550
Mercer
bling.
County. Yeah.
And I had mine on, but it's just too hot in
Getting
here.
too
Clay got
hot. Yeah,
somebody-
Clay's too much of a hot
I'm a
head, so
hot
he had
head.
to take it off. And
Clay's a large man. I got my little skinny butt over here,
Yeah.
so I'm not going to.
No, God dang, I'm a fat man. Get it right.
yeah, he's fat and retired, man. Yeah, so we're visiting with Guns in the 701, Clay and JD, and we weren't going to get into a discussion here. I wanted to get into that after the break here, so that we had more time to kind of talk about it.
Well, when we left there, we were talking about Trump and the bump stock ban. And here's what happened, guys. At that particular time, of course, Trump was pretty new in office.
Yeah.
And I know he probably was getting some really bad advice as he did at first. And he actually fired most of them people. And as he went, you can see what he did. And he basically went along with give them a little, give them a bone. And he had the ATF and directed them to essentially regulate and ban bump stocks, classifying them as machine guns.
Yep.
I was against that because I knew it was going to happen. You take an unregulated regulatory alphabet agency who answers to nobody. When they define something as a machine gun under the 1934 NFA, and then of course that's going to go with the 1968 Gun Control Act, I knew what was going to happen, and we've seen it happening now. They've tried it with suppressors already, again, even making them more and more effective than what they did by the NFA. And you know what? I didn't care. Honestly, guys, if you had a bump stock or ever fired one, they're a niche. They're fun. They're unreliable. I don't know anybody that can aim
Well,
accurately.
the first one I shot was yours. that you
Yeah.
had,
And
you
it was,
burned it.
yeah, before I burned it. And anyway, they are fun to go out and just blow up a lot of ammo.
Yeah.
They're unreliable. Like I had it in a DPMS, an AP4, which is
$1, $2, $3,
Yeah.
$5, $6.
well, back then 50 cents before Biden inflation.
Yeah, a lot more expensive now.
Yeah,
than
nowadays
Biden.
it'd be $2, $4, $6, $8.
No joke.
But I mean, it basically destroyed my AP4 innards, and I had to have them all replaced and put in, hardened everything so that it would function because they're not built for it.
Not built for it.
So I actually read something yesterday or today. I can't remember if it was on AmmoLand or something. Now they're saying the guy in Vegas actually had NFA firearms. They weren't even bump stocks.
I've
They
seen
were
that
true
too.
machine guns.
And
Yeah.
And I'd like to know if that's true or not
I
true.
would too. That's
AmmoLand's
just-
pretty good about backing up their stuff, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me. I was actually watching that on television, and all of a sudden I hear a tum, 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 tum. I was like, that's a machine gun.
Yeah.
And it sounded like a machine gun. And then they said it was bump stocks. I don't know. They don't function. The ones I've shot don't function like that.
You can tell the difference.
I mean, sooner or later, they were going to get around to trying to ban, reclassify everything as machine guns that they want. Oh, Biden's already doing it, assault
That's-
weapon. I think it takes a
that's what they're
detachable
trying to
magazine.
do.
You got a bolt action that takes a detachable. Now
Well, they're
he's
taking that regulatory decision and now trying to apply it. I knew this would happen if you got a commie Democrat like that in there, like Biden. And right now we're okay. We've been able to hold them off in the Senate because they need 60 vote threshold.
But he said he needs a couple more, and he's going to get that assault weapon.
Oh, he'll do it.
Yeah. He needs
And
Katrina's vote.
so Trump though was the most pro-gun probably president that we had. After that, other than that one little thing,
So
he was the most pro-gun.
there was a
Second
few
Amendment
other
president.
times, for instance, where he's like
And
me and you had this discussion too. Trump wasn't like a gun guy,
No,
right? His
he
kid is,
carried one,
right. But he wasn't a gun guy like we are in here
No.
per se. But there was a time when something happened in West Virginia with the what do we got with the suppressor? Remember? And then he said we might have to look at those. Well, then everybody went berserk. He's saying that to chill people. He never said it again. People talked
Never
to him
did.
about it. Never brought it up again.
it went away.
Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
Well, and that's the thing. I think people got to realize that, and I think we saw him make some other poor decisions early on as
We did.
It
president
wasn't
because
perfect by any means.
he had the swamp infiltrated in
Yes,
his
Big time.
And he
in
got rid
his
of them.
offices, and he got rid of them. And everyone goes, "Well, look at how many people he had to fire and how much corruption
Mhm.
there was." Yeah, he had to smoke
Get 'em
them
out.
out of there.
Mhm.
You know the way
Shameless
you get
plug
rats.
though.
The,
6 o'clock Wednesdays,
Yep, go
Mountain
ahead.
Time, 7 o'clock Central on Wednesday nights.
Guns in the 701, folks. Clay and Jamie, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Daryl.
I'm Daryl Lease. You're listening to Freedom Friday on the KFYR Cafe. Easy for you guys to say. KFYR Cafe. We're going to be back with Dr. Marie.
All right, everybody. This is Jamie and Clay. We're going to sign out. We're going to probably have to edit this up. We didn't think about the stuff coming in. I'll get that edited out when we download the podcast, and we'll put that back up. But hey, thanks for tuning in, guys. Keep your powder
Appreciate you,
dry.
though.
We'll see you on Wednesday night.